The name of the farm is Native Sun Farm, and my husband Will and I own the farm. This farm was established here in Tupelo, Mississippi in, I guess it was December 2009, and then I joined Will here in the spring of 2010, so like 6 months later. The farm evolved pretty quickly to this current form of operation. You know, we originally had the goal of having a CSA, but the first couple years we wanted to prove to ourselves that we could grow the product that we were aiming to for our customers. So we didn't want to take money up front, so we started kind of testing out how well and what we could grow here. So we started doing just a pay-as-you-go, like we'd send out an email and have people sign up each week for like a basket of produce similar to what the CSA box currently is. And we did farmers markets and such. And that kind of tested the waters and got us familiar with a customer base. We built up an email list. And so via our email list and Facebook and stuff, we've kind of built a larger customer base and use those two sources to advertise and also kind of recruit CSA members, which the recruitment hasn't been much of a problem. So now we do the CSA where we take the money up front and then have them subscribe for like a certain length of season. I think we started out growing, well, Will started out with just a walking tractor and maybe growing like an acre or something like that, and then moving up to having a tractor, which makes it a lot easier to farm a larger scale. And currently that was, you know, well, spring 2010 would have been the first growing season, and now it's 2013, July 2013, and we are growing about 8 acres and have moved from maybe having like 15, 20 people pick up a basket twice a week or so to filling 140 3/4 bushel boxes a week, as well as, you know, markets and other sales out of our farm stand. So it's grown a lot. Exponential growth. I've been inspired by many different ways. I think partly I'm inspired by kids and children and thinking about, you know, their health and just quality of life in general and having a relationship with nature. So that kind of environmental education aspect, as well as the farming and production aspect of farming. So like having the good food, but also being connected to where that comes from. And I think it's important to for people and individuals to have that relationship. Also, I guess just how I was raised, like having a garden and knowing what that's all about and knowing what it means to grow your own food or see where it's grown at the least. And I guess I'm inspired to just put something good into the community, and there's all kinds of, you know, shit hitting the fan all the time with health things, community problems, and, you know, war, whatever, small and large scale, and it's nice to have some good things going on and to like encourage people and encourage ourselves that there can be change and that there can be good can come out of that. So a typical day on the job for me has changed a bit since the birth of this wee one, but we get up at 5:15, 5:30 every day, make some coffee. Will doesn't drink coffee. Breakfast, leave the house by 7, or get to the farm by 7. And at this point every day we're harvesting. It kind of depends on the season. There's harvesting, packing the boxes, planting, farm stand. We kind of do a lot of different things in the day. So interact with customers, sweat a lot, try to get a shower in there before having to deal with the customers and explain how to cook something so we can smell good while we do it. Yeah, Magnolia likes to help a lot. Sustainability is a very large part of our overall goal, and I think that draws people to this farm as well because it's unique in this area, at least at this point, it seems. And we're trying to get more and more sustainable. We were talking earlier about different things we use that like plastic or shipping, just the shipping cost of having to use some organic fertilizers or organic amendments. You kind of have to once in a while choose your battles as to what you value more. But sometimes it's worth the trade-off to have all that shipping and be able to treat the earth in a more sustainable, organic way. We strive to have a balance of having it be a functional, sustainable lifestyle and business, as well as sustainable farm. There's definitely farms who do it more full-heartedly, maybe with like only horses and mules and draft animals. But we've decided that's not really our move. We're gonna use diesel and tractors while they exist, and play our part as much as we can with sustainability. But yeah, we're gonna sustain the population with a few more children to help with sustainable costs of labor. Specific practices that we use in sustainability in mind are cover cropping. So we grow green manures that we then use to turn into the soil, so that we have to ship less amendments and can build up the soil fertility for the specific crops that we grow. We rotate our crops so that there's less time spent potentially weeding and hoeing. There's less time having to deter bugs. We pretty much, for the CSA, only use waxed cardboard boxes to distribute the produce rather than having everything bagged and packaged. We try to reduce the packaging as much as possible and just use those boxes, which then our customers bring back each week, ideally, when they pick up their new share. And that is something that we really enjoy doing because it cuts back a lot. I mean, there's some things we put in pint baskets, like the cherry tomatoes or the strawberries. But if you just think about how many bags you use at the grocery store to like bag every little item or whatever, it cuts back a lot of plastic. And then we have customers who bring us, their old Kroger sacks. So when people come and buy the tomatoes, I'm putting them in those instead of having to buy plastic bags at Sam's Club and use those bags. That's just every little thing can make a difference. So it's hard to have a short list of concerns, but like I was saying before, with the state of agriculture currently and like our goal for certain levels of sustainability, I guess we're just trying to kind of focus on what we can do to be more sustainable and improve what are maybe some of the issues. It's hard to look around and see a lot of monoculture and someone driving down the road with a huge tank of who knows what kind of chemical without a top on, and it's splashing everywhere, and not get a little bit negative. But that's what they're doing, and we can't tell people not to do it. I mean, it's their livelihood too, just like this is our livelihood. But I guess we just are gonna try to focus on educating people and showing people that there is another way, and that hopefully it is a sustainable way to raise a family and a sustainable way to have, it's sustainable as a career. I guess locally we're pretty optimistic about just the food culture seems to have changed even since I've moved here. There's just a lot more people open to trying new vegetables. And not that they weren't in the beginning, I just didn't know many people, and we've gotten more involved in the community, I guess. It's just great to see how open a lot of people have been to this kind of program, to the CSA program, despite it being new and different, for this many families to put their money up front to us, people they may or may not have ever known, and with us providing food to them that they were completely unfamiliar with. It's just nice to have people have so much faith in that. And I think if we can do it here, then people can do it anywhere, because this kind of farming and this kind of food culture is maybe one of the more challenging in the country, and it's just becoming more and more popular and common and kind of trendy. So I think that's the upside for the whole nation, and I can't even get into global situations, but so we'll just try to stay
local
on the good side. I think the development of a sustainable ag network can benefit us because it just puts us in connection with other people who are experiencing similar things, in doubt, in moments of achievement, in you can share all those moments with each other and just know that you have the support. And then it gets bigger than just your own direct community. Like it's hard to think about even the county or the state or the nation, but when you've got other people who are kind of directing this networking and putting everyone in collaboration, it's easier to see the bigger picture and understand how maybe more things can work out for the better.